Goldylocks Productions provides professional internet, TV, and radio shows in the spiritual and New Age genre.
And welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I am Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman, and I'm very excited to be with each and every one of you this evening, or whenever you're watching. You'll be watching the replay during the day. So welcome everyone. Thank you for sitting in sacred circle with each and every one of us. Again, it doesn't matter if you're watching live or if you're going to watch in the archives. A sacred circle has been already set, and the universe knows who's going to watch, and the space has been reserved for you. And so this is a circle of where you will receive and also give. It's a giving and receiving healing circle. Whether you question if you have anything to give, you most definitely do. So welcome each and every one of you. I'm so grateful. And let's just take a couple of deep breaths and just get. Let's just start this session, this healing session. Let's start this healing session with 3 deep breaths. And I'm talking deep from the belly here, okay? Come on, just in through the nose. I like to go in through the nose, but if you can't breathe through the nose, that's fine. Then open through your mouth. But try in through your nose, really deep, out through the mouth. And do that 2 more times, and through the nose. And feel your stomach, feel your abdomen there, deflating like a balloon out of air. 1 more time, in through the nose, out through the mouth. There we go. We've released everything from the day that's not going to serve us anymore for our highest and greatest. And we are ready. Oh, wow. All right. Well, good evening, Julia. Thank you so much for sitting in Sacred Circle with us. Hello, Anthony and Sarah and Austin, baby Austin. Oh, it's always nice to have the Ingracia family with us. Yay. And everyone else, even if you're shy, that's okay. But I would like to, on that note, encourage that you please comment, like, and share. Please, feel free to ask questions in the comment section, interact. You can state something, whether you agree, disagree, an experience that you've had, interact with each other. This is a very interactive team that we have here, this group. And so just please do that and share the video to those that you may think would enjoy this. And just let everyone know, hey, we are live, So, and thank you so much for sharing all the love. All right. So, whew. Just as some of you may be experiencing, and I've noticed that even if this is really regardless of the time change, that this morning may have started off with very heavy energies, and you kind of feel it, as you go on through the day. And, that's okay. There's going to be times like this. So we just have to always take time, even just to take 3 deep breaths, If you're at work, get up, you can go to the restroom, take deep breaths. It's that walking, it's that just movement that can help you recenter and refocus mind, body, and soul. All right. And that's what we need to get through these days. Or the rest of this ascension process, actually, I should say. So, because it's very, very beautiful. This process, it really is, but it can feel heavy at times. All right, it really can. Oh, hello, Kristen. How are you? Thank you for joining us, dear. Yay! The crowd's all here. The gang's all here. That's what we say. Oh, so I'd like to just talk for a few moments to give everybody else a chance to settle in. I'll just give some information to those who are tuning in for the first time. My website is whitesagewoman.com. And from my website, there is a lot of things you can do. You can book a session with me, whether it's a healing session or a reading session. You check out the new gift shop. There's a brand new gift shop now. And there's that have just released is the Cosmic Heart Oil. Yeah, we've got more testimonials coming in, so I'll have to be adding those on as well. And some new product is going to go on tomorrow. I'm really excited about it. And I'll just, because you're here, I'm going to share. You get a sneak peek of one of them, because there's 9 different styles, 9 other different styles. But this right here is called a money wand. And I hope that this does this justice here. But it has a stone here, and there's different color stones. And that's what I'm going to post, the picture of each wand with the different color stones. It's a fake dollar bill, but it's the whole concept of money, right? US dollar. It's got some little gemstones in it, and it has beautiful brass wrapping. And then there's a gemstone on the bottom. Oops. Wrong way, this way. I always have to go the other. There we go. This is a single terminated gemstone. All right. So it has the points to it. There's a brass angel on there too. Angel of abundance. So these are going to sell for $20, including shipping and handling. And they're going to go up tomorrow, but you get a sneak preview. And so it has this convenient hoop. If you want this little loop here, if you want to hang it, or if I just lay it down on the, I just lay it down on my desk near my citrine, and I have like a Chinese money tree, I have that abundance altar, and I put it there. But it's so versatile, you could do anything with it. And so, so please, you can visit me on the whitesagewoman.com. And also, there is a healing and prayer list if you'd like to add your name or anyone else to this list. And I send out healing several times a day. So join me in doing that. And it's just holding these people. You don't have to know everyone's name as far as everything that their symptoms or anything. All you need is the vibration. And when you put your name onto the website, or you add your name to that list, that's that intention is being added and energetically. And that's what I pull from, is that energy there, and then send it. So I don't even have to know your name. Just put something on there. and there you go. And then you'll receive it. And be open to receive any healings. And so thank you. I know who this is. This is who said hello there. I'm on the road, but wanted to say hello. And that is Anthony Rodriguez, a.k.a. Walking Crow. And he is coming home from Sedona, I do believe, back home to LA. So safe travels there, Anthony. And his show is Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. All right. And that is the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. So it's very, very beautiful and another beautiful and healing show. So be sure to try to check that out. If you can't check it out live, then most definitely please check the archives out. All right. And I'm really excited. Speaking of Anthony Rodriguez, he will be joining myself and 2 other lovely ladies next Sunday on my show. He's going to be joining Sarah Ingrafia, and Angel Beth Kimmel is going to be joining the show. And the topic for next week is going to be spring cleaning. But we're going to cover topics for mind, body, and soul, because it's all important. It's more than just cleaning your home, which is very important. but it's also, because that's a sacred space you live in, but it's also cleaning yourself, cleaning your thoughts, and just that whole connection, mind, body, and soul, putting it all together. And it's really something we should be doing on a daily basis. But, if we want to say spring or fall cleaning or give it a name to have fun with it, then that's fine. That's what we'll do. So see, Anthony, we did talk about you today or this evening. So, haha. All right. And don't you dare text and drive. Or be on Facebook and drive. I'm sure I know you're a safe driver and you've pulled off. So, all right. I would like to go over the crystal and gemstone of the week is aquamarine. Aquamarine. So the aquamarine energizes the immune system and promotes balanced ways to express yourself. So if you have a hard time expressing yourself, and hey, energizing the immune system, who doesn't want that? I'll take some of that. That's always good, right? And so aquamarine is very popular in jewelry. You can get a raw aquamarine. It's just as powerful, I feel, in its raw state. The less that it's handled by man or manipulated, it is more powerful. But they all, are powerful. Even something that has been made into a fine gem, which has been heavily manipulated, you can hold it in your hands. It doesn't matter if it's made into jewelry or not. Just hold it and call for the true essence of this particular crystal gemstone to come through, the core of it that has been untouched by man, and you will be able to bring that property, that characteristic, that good vibrations out. So, it's aquamarine's popular for rings, earrings, necklaces, the pendants. But if you find a good piece of raw aquamarine, that's to hold on to a nice chunk in your hand. That's very powerful. So, and who doesn't want to support the immune system? You can use them for just holding them to feel better. And if you would like to, again, express yourself. So maybe, you're going to do some public speaking, or you're going to have even just a very important one-on-one conversation with somebody. And you just want some extra reinforcements. I would take that, hold on to it, or put it in a pocket, just put it against your body and to most definitely help you. It's not going to hurt at all. Oh, good. Okay, so Anthony's using his headset. Very good. And I know we all wish you safe travels, Anthony, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you. Feel blessed and honored for your presence in this sacred circle. All right, so now let's move on to the spirit power animal message of the week. And this week, the great moose. The moose had shown up. And the moose has in the message that there is a third and fourth nor'easter that's going to smack us. Okay. Smack the East Coast. Seriously? I just realized today, in checking the weather, that we're supposed to have our third nor'easter come in tomorrow night to Tuesday. I'm like, are you serious? And then maybe even the first weekend. And boy, wouldn't that be a great April's Fool, wouldn't it? Oh, you think it's spring? Smack, here it is. Anyway, and the moose loves the winter. Trying to find some. We got to laugh. We've just got to laugh. No. So what the moose is bringing, the messages that the moose is bringing, the serious message here, is it's movement to and from the soul world or the spirit world. So to and from, whether we call that astral projection, astral traveling, it's the movement to and from the spirit world. And as the third and fourth dimensions, we are ascending into the fifth, into these higher vibrations, we're going to, that's the movement. Now, as you achieve each dimension, you can go back down. You still have access. You're always moving back and forth, movement to and from, and that's what they're talking about. All right, you can't go higher until you get there. It's like a level up, and that's what we work for. That's what we keep striving for in this ascension, is to keep going higher. Let's go up another dimension. Let's go up another vibrational level. And then, it's kind of like, whoa, yeah, then we can go still back up and down. I'm sure, though, many of us, we will be, okay, we have mastered the third and fourth dimensions. We're good. Check that off. Goodbye. So then what we're going to do is play and travel from the fifth dimension up, and down again. All right. So for those of you, we are leaving 3D. 4D is Earth's heaven. All right. Which is most definitely the very bottom of 4D is close to Earth. This is where everyone transitions when they first cross over. The higher part of 4D is where the souls are going to come into Earth. I think of it as Grand Central Station, but it's also a place of healing, great healing for those when they cross over. All right, so, and then also the message from the Moose is the bridge to the elders. Bridge to the elders who are in those upper vibrations. Acknowledging the truths the soul denies. That's huge. That is huge for us because we have to be truthful with ourselves. No more lying, no more bullshitting. I mean, come on. This isn't the time for that anymore. We have got to get our stuff together. We have got to make a choice of what we want to do. What direction do you want to go in? And I know it can seem kind of confusing because you're like, well, wait a minute. If we're going in these upper vibrations, what am I supposed to do? Dress differently? Dress like a guru and just sit and meditate all day? No. No. Still do what you're doing. We are always working. We're always striving to do better. And so you still have to have a job. I mean, for right now. All right. I mean, it's telling your boss or even your mortgage company or your landlord, if you've got to pay your car notes, telling the dealer or whoever you got the loan from, telling all these people that you owe money to that I'm working on my ascension. Shh, that's not going to work because we still have to take care of our stuff. We still have to pay our bills. We still have to go to work. But the thing is that it's the inside work that we're working on. It's working on us. And absolutely can make a difference no matter what your job is. You can, as you're healing yourself, you're healing outside of you. You've heard, as above, so below, as within, so without. So we are projecting that out to everyone else. So, and you'll see how it just all comes into perfect harmony. And yeah, so that's beautiful. So a big part of working within is to acknowledge the truth that the soul denies. I don't think it's so much that the soul denies it, because our soul is very wise. I actually believe that it's what our mind denies. Our mind doesn't want to handle it because our minds can be very protective to the point of blinding us. So the soul's there to tell us the truth, and that's within. All right. Movement in the void, which of course, outside your comfort zone. Isn't that the void? We know our comfort zone. Outside that comfort zone is this void. Move in that void. Get uncomfortable. Get out of your comfort zone. Get out now. This is the only way we're going to expand in this ascension process. And then unknown speed. This is where everything is happening beyond time, and we're catching glimpses of that. Things starting to slip, reality, or just a time in itself where we can just feel like it's really hard to articulate it, and it's hard to put into words, but you can understand what I'm talking about, where it feels like, wow, what just happened? Many of you can, as these veils are being removed between the dimensions, you're going to feel like you can be in several places at the same time. Deja vu is going to happen a lot. And you can also kind of have some crazy dreams about different lives. And that can be past lives. And that can also be, which I don't want to go, too far here, but where we can also have parallel lives, I'm sure you've heard, simultaneously we're living different lives. This one on Earth, another one somewhere else, another one somewhere else. 2, 3, the number doesn't matter, does it? But so sometimes we can catch a glimpse of, well, I don't know who this person is that I'm dreaming about, or a memory. And it feels like a memory, but can't put it here. We'll get more into that later because that can be a topic all for itself. Stay hydrated. Pump up the vitamin C, B6, B12s. Make sure you're getting your magnesium, the minerals that you need. Stay hydrated because people are still getting sick all around. And you want to be able to stay as healthy as you can. All right. Now, this next thing is this beautiful decree. It's called a decree, or I like to say a command statement. However you word it or phrase it, it doesn't matter. But I want to share this with you all. And this is from Diana Cooper. Diana Cooper. For those of you who may not be familiar with her, you can just Google her name, Diana Cooper. I do use her cards to pull from, her dragon cards and angel cards. She is a very powerful spiritual teacher. I recognized her from Atlantis. We had Atlantean past lives together, and that has helped me as well. And we're all here to help each other. But I was, as a matter of fact, Sarah and I do believe was it last week, we sat and watched when Diana Cooper went live. Because she's in the UK, she went live earlier, so it was in the afternoon. And Sarah and Goffia and I sat in and tuned in and watched her live show. And it was great. Talked about a lot of wonderful things. But one of the things that caught my attention was the decree, or I call command statements. And I really liked it. And so she shared it with everybody and then put it in the newsletter. If you didn't sign up for her newsletter, be sure to do that because it was such a big hit. She put it in the newsletter for everyone to share and to read again if they need to, or to say it, to speak it. Because you speak these decrees, like I said, the command statements, the powerful statements, and we're going to repeat it 3 times. All right? So when you're ready, we're going to say this, we're going to put out to the universe, we're going to make this decree. And if you catch the end part of it and you miss any of it, don't worry. You can catch it on the replay, okay? But here it is. And this is a decree to remove implants. This will help us in this ascension process, okay? Yes, Sarah remembers. Yeah, it was beautiful and powerful. So this is a decree to remove implants. And you may question implants. We'll talk about that after this, after the decree. All right. So I just want you to have an open mind, expand yourself, get out of that comfort zone, get into that sacred heart center, drop from your mind into your sacred heart center, expand that. And here we go. The command, the decree is going to come from your sacred heart center. All right. So, and I would suggest if you can say this out loud. And if not, that's fine. You can say it in your mind, watch it in the replay, and where you can say it out loud when you're by yourself, or just have that privacy. All right, so here we go. In the name of God, under grace, I now decree that all alien implants, negative entities, etheric mucus, unbalanced negative clouds, and thought forms from this universe and any other, from this life or any other, from all levels and dimensions, from my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies be released now. And we're going to repeat this 2 more times. We're going to do this because it's got to stick. Here we go. Second time. In the name of God, under grace, I now decree that all alien implants, negative entities, etheric mucus, unbalanced negative clouds, and thought forms from the universe or any other, from this life or any other, from all levels and dimensions, from my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies, be released now. Now, this third time, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. In the name of God, under grace, I now decree that all alien implants, negative entities, etheric mucus, unbalanced negative clouds, and thought forms from this universe or any others, from this life or any other, from all levels, all dimensions, from my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies be released now. So be it. It is done. So remember that heaviness I was talking about earlier? We need to think about that, right? How about that etheric mucus? How many of you got sinus issues? How many of you sometimes find it hard to breathe? You're coughing and hacking up stuff and just play it off with all the flu or cold or whatever else is going on. Do you know it's that thickness that Earth has, that thick atmosphere? We really do have a heaviness here on Earth in the third dimension. And there is a lot of this mucus that we breathe in daily and we intake. And so it's remove any of that mucus that's not for our highest and greatest. And I'll tell you, after I did this decree last week with her, I don't know about you, Sarah. I forgot to ask you. I just remembered it now. I sat there and ever since then, for days I have been blowing my nose, and from deep, it's coming like, I got mucus in my brain. And so it feels like right when you're blowing your nose, and it's like it's all coming out. And it's like, woo, let it all come out. You're releasing it. And so, yes, hi, Maureen. Yep, yeah. So we're releasing all of that, and that's good. And now that you said this decree, more is going to release and be done. If you would like to say it again, you can say it again. We've done it 3 times. Again, if you had missed it, rewatch it and say it. It's so powerful. It sticks immediately. But sometimes, our heart gets that. Our sacred heart center understands that. But our mind is like, can we do it again? Sure, you can do it again. It's not going to hurt anything to repeat it at all. But feel it, and imagine, just visualize it happening. Visualize it happening as you're saying it, because that's what's really powerful. All right, so just sit with that for a minute. That's, whoo, how many of you are vibrating? Do you feel different? Maybe not now. Just pay attention to how you feel later on. Okay, Anthony, you're driving, so we'll put a delay for you until you are home or until you're in a safe place for the night. Then it can hit you while you sleep. And so do that for anyone else that may be listening while you're out and about. All right. So just know that it has a delayed reaction to hit you later. All right. So some of you may not feel it right now if you're not in a place to feel it. So yeah. See, it's wonderful. Wonderful. All right. So I thought that topic we'll talk on. briefly before, and I still would love to give y'all some messages too. I'll answer some questions for you. We're going to talk a little bit here about past lives. I just recently had finished 2 herbal courses. So I am a herbal certified health coach, which that course took over, like over a year to finish. And I finished that before 2017 ended because I wanted to be done when going into 2018, and I finished another one, and I just got the certificate. So I was really happy with that. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it. And I'm just going to say really quickly about that is be very careful. We always hear we need to take vitamins and supplements and everything, and that's all right. The vitamins and supplements that I recommend, actually, if you can get them in liquid form, and I've just got for my healing clients, and they're on the website too, really. You can look through them. It's from Quicksilver Scientific. There's a lot of liquid. I'm switching a lot of my pill form to this liquid under the tongue. Very effective formulas. Hello, Wendy. Right, and now this is Anthony Rodriguez, actually. Yes, you've been vibrating since Friday. Well, absolutely. You've been in powerful ceremony all weekend too, Anthony. And shaking his tail feathers in Sedona. Oh. So anyway, but you have to be careful because a lot of those supplements that you're taking are it's processed crap. All right? The herbal supplements, you know what that means? It means it's dried herbs in capsules and you take them. You can also pull the capsules apart and just use it as a spice. What happened? We used to always use spices in our food, at least our grandmothers did. And then the age of, let's make it easier. Let's make it easier. Then processed food came in, and you think they're going to put expensive herbs in there and spices? No, they're not going to do that. You know what their number one focus is? The preservatives, so that the food doesn't go rancid. Preservatives is their first focus and concern. Second would be taste to get you hooked. And, all right, that's really, they do not have your health in consideration at all. It's selling a product. People want something fast. Here it is. We need to show by how we spend our money and by what we buy that we don't want that crap anymore. We'll take fresh produce. All right, this is the stuff that we want to consume. And for the meat eaters, watch where you're getting your meat from, making sure that it's grass fed. Making sure if you're lucky enough to live near local farms, that's great. And so, yes, a lot of vitamins are processed as food is processed. You have to be careful. You go to these popular drugstores and $4 for a huge bottle of this. Really? I bet you it's crap. That's not a deal. They're making money off of you, off nothing. And especially, look up how you can get certain vitamins in your food and eat those foods. Eat those fresh, organic foods. Eat those. All right? That's the way to go. All right? And the herbal supplements, a lot of the Chinese formulas, they are very bitter. Most people don't want to put it on food. That's why they want it in capsule form and take it, capsule or liquid. But the traditional Chinese medicine is very effective to where, like, if you, let's say there's a supplement that you have to take 2 or 3 times a day, the traditional Chinese medicine version of that is only 1 capsule, and that's it. It's a very powerful herbs, but it's a bitter. And most people don't want to eat that on their food, so that's why it's capsules. And I know a lot of herbal doctors who do this. They get the herbs, but again, you want to make sure where the herbs are coming from. and they'll put them in the vegan capsules just for people to take it. So, and there's so many choices out there now on how you can get your the vitamins and nutrients and minerals into your body. Hello, Kimberly. All right, so we do have a lot of choices now. All right, so that wasn't the focus here of where I was going with it, but just to touch gently on that. All right, take some more water here. All right, past lives. We'll talk about past lives. Oh, that's right, courses. So now a new course that I have started is the past life regression hypnotherapy. They say hypnotist is like a show, hypnotist, right? No, it's past life hypnotherapy is what I am currently taking. I'm about halfway through this particular course. Yes, I can channel what your past lives are. But I also understand that if you're just new to this concept, or maybe you've never heard of you're not sure how you feel about past lives, as far as you're concerned, I could just be making this crap up. Wow, that sounds really good, but yeah, you know, I don't have a memory of it, so you're full of crap, lady. So I understand and recognize that, because I remember how I felt when I first had to. Well, of course, that makes sense to me, past lives. And I went in at the time, this was, oh my goodness, let me see. That about 11 years ago, my husband and I and our sons, we went, a friend of ours went up to Maine to get past life hypnotherapy, a session done. It was an hour long. It was very expensive. It was $1,500 a person at that time. And so we did it. And the boys, the younger you are, oh my goodness, our teenage sons didn't have a problem at all. I think my husband had a little bit of a hard time settling in at first, and then he did. I could not get out of this life. I had a very hard time. And, you know, so then you kind of feel like, well, dang, I couldn't get out of this life. And right at the end, my dad, who had crossed over, he came over and he was just like, just please calm down. Take deep breaths, relax. You can't get out of this life, because I had questions from my childhood that I needed to let go. He's like, it's blocking you from going beyond that. And he's like, just let it all go. Who cares about the questions that you have? Does it make a difference? Is it going to change how you are right here, right now? And I was like, well, no, I'm still who I am. And there you go. So let go of it. Because I had questions about my birth dad and my mom, and this dad who came to me, I call my bonus dad. I had two dads, but he raised me, and he's the one that was like, just stop. It's not important. And you can do this on your own. So please don't feel defeated. Don't feel bad. And yeah, I know, Julia. I thought the same thing too. It's like, you got to be kidding me. And I think I misunderstood what I thought hypnotherapy was. It was, okay, like you're going to hypnotize me and get into my subconscious, and I'll hear about it in the recording. And no, to me, it felt like we went on a journey. Like we went on a shamanic journey, and there's elders there, and they're going to help you now. Look at the map, tell where you were, and all this. And I'm like, what? My mind was too engaged. My mind would not shut up, and it ruined that experience for me. I wasn't ready. But then you can kind of get upset. I was like, well, I should have been, you know, maybe explain this a little bit more. Maybe they should say, hey, you know, I don't know. Anyway, can't hold on to that, right? I had to let that go a long, long time ago. I still have the recordings from those sessions. And so, but it was very, very interesting. Like I said, we enjoyed the boys that was like right on. It explained a lot with them. They were able to go. Kids are. And I think as we get older, why do we hold on to so much stuff? And it was then that I started releasing, that I took command and started to do that myself, and started to, you know what, I want to have memories. And I realized that when I started journaling every day, a dream journal, when I wanted to do a dream journal and daily journals, that's when everything started really coming out. Remembering my dreams, past life dreams will be repetitive. It's the same thing. And you can even, it just depends on the severity of your death in a past life. Some people think that's something that's going to come, but actually it's something that they've already experienced. And also some tips with this, and know this, that you are the producer of your dreams. You can stop, rewind, end it. Yes, you can. I would do it in the dream time, and I'm like, this is so stupid, doesn't make any sense. And I'd start laughing, and I drop out. My ends. The dream ends. All right. You know, I'm not sure how they are now. That's why I'm taking the course, Kimberly, but that's really good. And yeah, I am talking about this because I don't feel like it should be overcharged like that. It should not be a service. And there needs to be a lot of explanation. And maybe I'm used to working really heavily one-on-one with someone, whether it's a healing or a reading. And to tell you, reading should be healing. That's how I feel. All right. That someone shouldn't leave shouldn't leave you with more questions and feeling defeated and feeling more confused. Never should they do that. And that's why I was taking this course too, was I want to let me see it from this way, because again, I can get this information, but I know from going through that whole experience and then finding out for myself that it means more to you when it comes through you, when you recognize it and remember it instead of someone telling you. It's nice to get validation. I go and do it just for validation now. Aha, yes. That explains that dream. Yes, I know this yes, I remember this through a past life. Yes. Yay. So what helped me remember my past lives when I was focused on it? Would try to read books. And here's the thing. Our time is valuable. You can ask your angels and your guides. Please, I need more information on this particular topic. Guide me only to the right websites now with the internet. Resources online, books, or anything, because, you know, my time is very important to me. Only direct me to these things that's going to help me immediately. I don't want to waste time reading a book or reading an article that, I didn't learn anything from that. No. You can stay very focused and ask your angels and guides to give you information that is going to be useful for you. Okay? So, yeah, absolutely. And so that's what I did. I would ask, and then, hey, wouldn't you know, I'm catching something online. Ta-da! It really does work. Maybe some advice and some this. There was a workshop, ARE, Edgar Cayce Center. I'm from Virginia, and Virginia Beach is where the Edgar Cayce, the ARE Center is. And so they actually have the ARE North. They come up here in the Northeast for webinars or for sessions, not webinars, but for classes and sessions and things like that. They go all over the United States, I do believe. So I wanted to go to one of their past life things, because I was like, Edgar Cayce was one of my mentors. He helped me a long time ago when I was a teenager in his books. And even you conversed with I would talk to him in spirit. I haven't done that since then, because now it's like, okay, I don't want to bother somebody. But he actually helped me a lot when I felt like I was alone as a teenager. We all know that, you feel like you're the black sheep of the family. So I needed that comfort, and he, with the angels and him and a couple of other, surprisingly, Billy Graham. I would write to Billy Graham and he wrote me back. And what a beautiful soul, Billy Graham. And I know he recently crossed over. I'm getting off track here, I know, but I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. He helped me. He really did, because I believe in God, but there was a lot of things I had questions on, and he helped me. And so that's a spiritual teacher. Should make you feel good, should make you, and if you have more questions, that's fine, that's great. But, you know, they only take you to the well or to this pond of knowledge, so to speak, and it's up to you to decipher what you're seeing, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing. And that's what a good spiritual teacher does. They don't manipulate you. They don't try to convince you. And this is why I wanted to take this course, to help, because to help you reveal who you really are. So what helped me with past life regression myself was I would keep, because I was keeping journals, keep one specifically for past lives. And each page would have, and I know I've seen this before, is keep columns of like and dislike, like and dislike. If you just record your likes and dislikes, you will start to see patterns. You will start to go, well, wait a minute. And I started to fit the pieces of this puzzle. How so, Tiffany, you ask? So it can be simple as, where would you, the most favorite place you would like to travel to you hadn't been to yet? Anywhere in the world, where would you like to go? Likes, places you want to visit. Places you don't want to visit, and this is where you're going to have to keep your mind from screaming at you, going, but we've never been there, so how do we know? That first impression, write it down. Don't second guess yourself. All right, I don't like this. Doesn't matter if you've never experienced it in this life. You have to listen. Your soul has the answer, and your mind is only as old as your physical body. So we have to let's listen. Let's listen. So you can do that with places. You can do that with what foods do you like? What foods don't you like? That's important too. It really is the food. What smell, scents do you like and don't? What animals do you like and don't? What animal scares you, terrifies you, are you fearful of? Don't overthink it. Always go with your first impression. Okay? People, place, things, ideas too. Marriage. Are you for it or against it? Does it scare you? Believe it or not, it does scare people. It terrified the crap out of me. A marriage ceremony. Why? Aha. All right. I understand why. This isn't about me. I'm trying to help you guys now. All right. Just, do you prefer wood or metal? What kind of elements? What's your favorite element? Are you scared of bow and arrows? Are you scared of guns? Are you scared of, and not saying that you like this or does it seem familiar to you? Does holding a sword seem familiar to you? Because we're not all males and females in every life. We change sexes. We change what the color of our skin is. We change where we come in, what part of the world we come in, and most definitely our families. So, and when you're in your dreams, look down at your skin. What color is your skin? Can you tell if you're male or female? Look at your feet. Look at what you're wearing and just jot down. And I think some people think that in order to remember this stuff and to have like a dream journal or anything, it's got to sound like a movie script. No, it can just be an outline. Just write down what you remember. Did you smell something? What did you sense? What did you see? Or oh, this is huge. I'm going to write this down. It can just be, just a bullet list, just a couple of things, and that's it. That's fine, because that's huge, because that opens doors for you, and you'll get more details on this outline later on. But the thing is just to start getting this information, start being open to receiving this information. All right. And you'll be surprised. And you also have to know that not every life is good. What do I mean by that? Is that, you can be a bad person in a past life too, and it's okay. Always just observe, never relive. And that is something to ask your angels and your guides. I want some more information, and in my dreams, I'm just observing, never reliving. Because when you get too close to it, you feel all emotional, you feel the pain, you feel everything again. But if you're just observing it, you're putting that, I just want to see it. We don't need to relive it. We've already done it. We don't need to do it again. Because believe it or not, we really are, especially if patterns are repeating. What pattern's repeating for you? How do you feel? Has anyone abandoned you? How do you feel about divorce? Do you feel like there was abandoned? Is there a particular job or trade you don't like? Do you not want to be on a ship? Those kind of things. Are you afraid of somebody in uniform? These are the kind of questions. These are kind of things that it's kind of like, oh, it's really fun. Just sit there and think about all these things that you can like, dislike, dislike. I like this. I like that. It doesn't have to be in any kind of order. Just start writing down your likes and dislikes. And you may think about something later on. Oh, because it's hard to sit down and think about everything right off the bat. I remember everything. So you might be on your day and go, oh yeah, I'm going to add that to the list. I'm going to add that to the book of what I like and don't like, So it's and then you'll start to see a story. You'll start to see patterns unfold. You'll start to really see some things. And I've been reading books, a lot of books lately by hypnotherapists that they researched. They would write down what was being said, record what was being said, researched a lot of their clients. And it's very beautiful. Very beautiful. It's these books that I'm reading on some of these, I want to say, case stories. And a lot now we're finding, all right, is that a lot of our true history is being told during these hypnotherapy sessions. So guess what? We all hold it. No, are we these big, powerful figures in history? If they had a very hard life, you think they want to come back? Joan of Arc is not coming back. She hasn't been back. All right. Would you want to live a life that she did and then come back? Heck no. And it's her choice. Everyone has a choice. We can have some very hard lives and still want to come back. Doesn't mean that she doesn't love humanity. She was also a very ascended being and thrown into the threshes of hell, and has had to go through a lot of healing. She didn't want to come back. She's supporting us from upper vibrations. That's great. Other figures like that, people who you can feel a connection to them, but you may not be them. And that's okay. Everyone wants to be somebody, a popular figure in history. But if our history is a lie, who's popular and who's not? Seriously. So many of these stories from hypnotherapists or case studies are ordinary people. But are we ordinary? Every one of you is important. Every one of you is important. We're all unique, and we're an important golden thread in this fabric of life. We're all needed. All right. So absolutely. It's interesting to see, okay, so what do we do in these past lives, and what are we doing now? All right. And exactly, Anthony, sometimes you're just Joe the mechanic. That's it. Sometimes you are. Sometimes you are just that mechanic. But that mechanic made a difference in people's lives. Maybe that mechanic took care of his community. That mechanic was somebody that people looked up to. And this is where it all starts to, is taking care of our community. being an important figure in our community. How can we change the world? We start in our own backyard. We start in our own home. We start within us, our own home, our own sacred space, neighborhoods, and our community. There you go. And if everybody does that, goes further and further and further, bam. And we've been doing this because guess what? We have gotten to such a high vibration. We have gotten to the point to where this ascension has taken place. Yay! We had to meet the angels and the ascended beings halfway. These ascended light beings, the Light Council, we had to meet them halfway, and we did. After 2012, hey, we do have help. All right? We do have help. We still have work to do, though. So don't just sit back and wait for someone to come in on a cloud, whether it's Jesus or whatever, and save us. No, that's, we still have to do our work. We're saving ourselves, but we're saving humanity. As we're saving ourselves, we're helping and saving everyone else, aren't we? Absolutely, we are. So get to work. Make a special past lives notebook. It's fun. When I'm finished with my course, I'll let y'all know, and I'll probably want to have some guinea pigs to have a session with at a very discounted rate, of course. All right, and so it's like I said, I could sit here as a channel and give you the information. Whether you look in the Akashic records, I call them the angel records. Whether, and you can see someone's life again. If you haven't had any dreams or you haven't had any things that interest you or fascinate you, you would think it's just all made up. And I understand that because I felt that way too. And that's it. What times in history, what time frame, what periods, what time periods interest you the most? What are you most interested in? Do you like big families, small families? Those kind of things. I'll give you one little clip here to help you, because sometimes we take these things for granted or we don't realize. I grew up in a single family home. All right. In the South, we didn't have a lot of 2-story homes. Well, where we lived. So there was a lot of the ranch, the single family, all that was real popular. And so, and then after leaving home, whether there was apartments or more single family homes, or single story, one floor type of homes. And it wasn't until we moved around with then getting married, and then my husband was active duty military, so we moved around quite a bit, and surprisingly, we always the ranches were more popular, the 1-story ranch. There was a home we were in temporarily, but the staircase was such an odd shape, it didn't trigger anything yet. It didn't trigger. It wasn't until we moved here into Connecticut, and we have a 2-story with a basement. So there's a lot of stairs. But I remember suddenly having this fear of the stairs with someone behind me. I could go up and down the stairs. I was fine. But and it really went off with my husband. My sons were okay, but it would still make me up. It's like, no, y'all go first, and then I'll go. But what absolutely was like fingernails on a chalkboard was if my husband was behind me and I walked down the stairs first. Where's that coming from? He's not going to push me down the steps. Why don't I want him behind me? Well, guess what? Because I was remembering a past life, and I started to get segments of it. I did go after validation from a medium, and she filled in the blanks. But because I was starting to get it, it didn't seem far-fetched. I was already getting segments. I was getting the tidbits of it. And because I knew that there was something, and it was a husband in a past life, and I was pregnant at the time in that life and was pushed down the steps to mine and the baby's death. And that was huge. And then I had to release, and I was like, well, why would I be angry at this husband? Is it just because the husband role? Yeah, it's the husband role. That was it. And because maybe there's similarities, again, trigger of looks, but he wasn't that person. And so it's so interesting. The people that we choose to be with, those type of situations. And that was just an example that I was giving you so that you can, oh yeah, all of a sudden out of the blue, for years you can go without having any kind of fear or hesitation. All of a sudden it's like, no. Maybe fear, hesitate. You've never been on a cruise, but you get on a ship and it's like, I can't be on here. I got to get off. Maybe you went down with this ship in a past life. These are the kind of things that I'm talking about, is just pay attention to how you are reacting and responding to your environment and to your likes and to your dislikes. And a lot of us, yes, you can sit down and start writing your likes and dislikes. You may not know that it's just as fun as you're discovering yourself. A lot is you're still learning about yourself too. Like I said, with the 2-story, for the longest time, that never would have came to me until actually living into a 2-story house where the stairs were similar. And that triggered it for me. So we might have, in the future, even some more memories. And that's really beautiful, isn't it? Thank you, Julia. Yeah, see, Julia had a reaction when she went to the USS Arizona Memorial in Hawaii. Hold on to that. That's important right there, Julia. Were you a soldier? Were you a nurse? These are the kind of questions to ask and see how that feels for you. A soldier. Sorry, a sailor. Wrong term. Were you a sailor? Were you a nurse? Were you maybe a local there? Just, that's great. That's great information. Absolutely, people, pay attention to reactions that you're having when you visit places and experiencing things. Isn't it great? How are you with, okay, so those that were killed in their sleep in a past life, all right, will never have their back to a door or to a window. And they'll always kind of sleep with one eye open. Or you may want to sit sleeping. Do you know that a lot of soldiers wouldn't sleep laying down? They would sit sitting up at an angle. Do you know that? So that no one could sneak up on them and their back is protected. Pay attention to all of this. People that have sleep difficulties, is it something from a past life? These are the kind of things I'm talking about. You're really cautious. You should be anyway. With food and drink, is someone poisoning you? Well, yeah, but you'll be surprised that they are these big companies that's trying to sell us food. But anyway, these are just examples. It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You're fearful of certain animals. You might have had an attack from them in a past life. All sorts of things. Oh, yeah, scars. Scars also, too. A lot in science is validating scars as wounds that you received in past lives. And another short one, and I will answer a couple of questions. Then I didn't realize the time. Woo! We get in that space. So my oldest son has a scar on his chest. And we noticed it when he was young. And as a baby, I asked, well, how did he get this scar on his chest? And the doctor said, from the forceps, pulling him out. Well, that was pretty scary to imagine that too. Seriously? He was a natural birth. And I was like, you took tongs and pulled them out? I know it's not like that. But yeah. So it left this scar. Well, I always thought, that's interesting. But yeah, so that's a birth. That was a birthmark. And it looked different. It looked like a cluster of bumps. It was really strange, right? In the past life regression that he had, he remembered a land dispute with a neighbor. He was a farmer. And the farmer was trying to, property lines then, before they were legal, they tried to steal land. And so his neighbor was very mean, trying to steal his land, and he shot him with the shotgun right in the chest. So that looks like shotgun ammo. Right there. So, wow. Yes. Birthmarks. I've even heard some people say moles. Not freckles, but moles. And I was laughing because I was like, I got them all over my body, but I also know I was tortured in past lives. Oh, do you like to wear turtlenecks? Do you like anything around your neck? Maybe you were strangled. Maybe you were hung. That kind of thing. That was another thing, because I can't do turtlenecks, and I don't like anything around my neck. A necklace is fine, but I'm saying, really tight like that. So these are all things to help you. Yeah, Julia, I have 2 birthmarks that look like a bullet wound. There you go. There you go. You want to know why that shows up like that? Is because it's cell memory. Our soul never forgets. And when our soul plugs into the body, it tells our body its history. The soul history. The mind doesn't understand. The mind doesn't understand that. And so it's trying to adapt, but our cells immediately will show where past wounds were. Julie, you have a hard time swallowing pills. Yeah. Poisoning situation there. Or being forced to take meds to, and here's, okay, we all have a fear of mental hospitals. But a lot of us, especially if we're very intuitive and outspoken in those days, they throw us in these mental hospitals. They throw us in these tortures. They would give us drugs to shut us up. All right? Just sit with that. Not trying to manipulate. Just sit with that and how that feels. Chris, yeah, I think I was a nun in a past life. I still don't like church. But the nuns were the most powerful healers back then. I mean, but they were under the thumb of the Catholic Church, right? But yeah, I think it was a nun in the past life. Yeah, absolutely. So see, these all come from somewhere. We could think, oh, we have a great imagination. We're making shit up. No, you're not. Listen to your soul. Your soul has a great story. All right. Yeah, I do too, though, Julia. I love stained glass windows. I'm a sucker for that. I'll stare at them for a long time. And yeah, beautiful. But stained glass was very beautiful and symbolic way before the church. So just know that a lot of spiritual places were, when the churches came in, they built right over spiritual monuments, temples, areas. And it's interesting, all the spiritual places that were born, their foundation, engineer-wise, is equal cross, like just a small T, like the in all directions, the Native American wheel, so to speak, that's got in all directions. And yeah, but they tied into it's balanced, it's equal, and they tied into ley lines. Absolutely, Julia. All right. Powerful how these ancient engineers built. So now when the Catholic Church, when the church came in and built, they did the Latin cross right over it. So just think about the Latin cross. Is it balanced? It's not balanced. There's not equal parts of it. The cross part's up here. It's unbalanced. Right on top of these old buildings. And the thing is that they can't change everything. So you go into, especially in Europe, you can see where they've tried to take over and say it's a church, but they have very, pagan and pre-church symbols that are carved, on their walls if they hadn't tried to hide it. But yeah, symbolism is huge, tells a story too. So, and that's the thing, how to reveal more to you. Get a book of symbols, start looking through symbols. Does a symbol trigger a memory for you? The reason I say all this is that The angels and guides can help you and communicate with you, but they use your library. They use your vocabulary, your words. They use your pictures that you already know. And if you're open to channel, they'll feed new stuff to you that you haven't heard. But they'll first use what you already have stored in your brain. So look at all the pictures that you can. Look through magazines, when you're waiting in a doctor's office or waiting at the dentist or waiting whatever. Oh, does the dentist scare you? Woo! Anyway, so these types of things, just always upload images, symbols, words into your mind so that your angels and guides can communicate with you better. All right. And so it's, so there you go. Woo! That's a lot of information, isn't it? But hey, it's true. All right. So, and speaking about dentists real quick, because I'm terrified of the dentist. There is a holistic oral summit, that starts tomorrow. I have it on my social media. I've been advertising it on my blog, which you can get to through my website, whitesagewoman.com. Just click on the blog. It's off to the right-hand side. It is publicized. There's a little banner. Just click on that and get into this summit. They're going to talk about how going to the conventional dentist is hurting us more than helping us. And how many of you have silver fillings in your mouth? Yeah, it's going to blow your mind. You got to be open-minded to it. You really do. And so I'm just mentioning that. It makes sense. It's very important. Our gums and everything all right here. Homeopathic, when you take homeopathic treatments, it's under the tongue. The liquids into the mucus membrane is so much faster than bloodstream. So what's going on in here can affect the rest of our body. All right. So on that note, I will just real quick. Now, I know I answer to a lot of questions with on pull cards for people. But if I've pulled cards for you in the last month, what I would like to do is anyone new, step up. I'll pull a card for you. Everyone else will get to you next week. So I know you regular ones, you're on the right path. You're on the right track. You know it. But if I haven't read for you in a couple of weeks, then go ahead and put a comment in and I'll answer a question or two before signing off. And yeah. So there we go. I'll pull the card, either a dragon card or an angel card. And for those of you that I talk to frequently, you get your messages. And it's always nice, though, to have that validation. But I'm looking for those that are very quiet and shy, who have been watching the show and haven't said anything. Someone who I haven't pulled a card for in about a month, please step forward. If not, then what I'm going to do is we'll just close the show now. And again, next week, stay tuned. This is going to be a fun show. We're going to have 4 people on at the same time, me and 3 other guests, talk about in spring cleaning, mind, body, and soul, and what we can do for all of that to keep ourselves in alignment, which is totally important at this time. All right. And we want input from you guys as you're watching. Share your ideas. And we love the interaction. Interaction is very important. And it's all part of that giving and sharing, that sharing. So I just want to take the time. Thank you all so much for watching. Here we go. Yes. You missed the very beginning of the show, right? Why is it a crazy week or two? Well, sweetheart, buckle up. Buckle up, because it's going to be a crazy ride for a while. And that's why it's like today for me, it was very heavy. I felt heavy energies today. It was very, very heavy. And we're just going to get through that. We really are. by talking to each other like this, taking more time for yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Know that you're put here more for than just going to work, doing this normal routine, blah, 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 pay bills, I'm tired. No, that's not living. That's not life. Live. Thank you, Maureen. But like I said, we all have to have a job, right? Thank you, Julia, and pay our bills. But we should also be doing this in a way. It's all how we perceive life, and we have to make it fun. We have to make it to where, we're helping each other as well. I'm helping myself. I'm helping everyone. This is how we continue to raise each other up and support each other in this beautiful and powerful ascension time, ascension right back to the golden age, where peace will be on earth once again. Absolutely. You're alive at a very powerful time. Each and every one of you are making contributions, whether you see it or not. You're sitting right here, right now, in this sacred circle. You are making a difference. Continue to do so. All right? Compassion, love. There you go. But still have boundaries. Don't let people just walk all over you. Take your energy. So, on that note, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Tune in next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Many blessings to each and every one of you. Namaste.